Hi, first grade friends. I hope you all had a great weekend. It's Mrs. Makadia here, and we have a few things that we'll be doing today together. Let's take a look at our objective over here. It says we will listen to the book Flower Power and complete a story map using details from the text. Okay, so what we have read in the story. I'm going to make this a little smaller. And we'll be using a graphic organizer. So let's take a look at that one more time. First, we will listen. Can I hear you say that? To the book Flower Power and complete a story map using details from the text and a graphic organizer. Okay, so here's the graphic organizer that we will complete together, and I know you all have seen it before. It's our story map. And this story, Flower Power, that we'll be reading today, let me highlight the title for us. This story is about a girl named Jade who's having a really bad day. I'm sure we've all felt that before, where everything seems to be going wrong. So what I want you to pay attention while we're reading this story is, how is Jade feeling throughout the story? Okay? And do her feelings stay the same or change? Okay, so those are our focus questions while Ms. Makadia is reading our story today. How is Jade feeling? And do her feelings stay the same or do they change? So let's take a look at the story. Here we go. This is the cover. It's called Flower Power, and this is our character, Jade. Here's our title page, Flower Power, written by Terry Miller Shannon and illustrated by Mary Eulies. Okay. Hurry, Mom calls, we'll be late. Jade loves to be helpful when her parents set up their flower booth at the farmer's market, but today she slept in. Now she doesn't have time to brush her hair and fix it into a smooth braid. Instead, she yanks it into a lumpy, bumpy, tangly ponytail. It's a dreadful day, Jade says to herself. My hair's a lumpy, bumpy, tangly mess. I wonder what the word dreadful means. It seems like it might mean something that is bad, because I know that Jade is not feeling happy in this picture. I can tell by the way that her face looks, and I know that she said her hair is a lumpy, bumpy, tangly mess. Jade looks for her favorite shirt and sees that it needs to be washed. It's a dreadful day, Jade says to herself. My hair's a lumpy, bumpy, tangly mess, and now I can't wear my favorite shirt. Jade hurries to the kitchen. She's hungry and she is too rushed to be careful. When she reaches for the milk to pour it into her cereal bowl, she spills all of it. She has to clean up the milk and then eat her cereal dry. It's a dreadful day, Jade says to herself. My hair's a lumpy, bumpy, tangly mess, and I can't wear my favorite shirt, and now I have to eat dry cereal. Look at Jade's face. Think about our focus question. How is she feeling? And is that going to change? At the farmer's market, Jade's parents let her pick out 3 special flowers from their booth to keep for herself. She's so excited. Jade finds a shiny yellow tulip, a velvety red rose, and a sweet scented purple lilac. She carefully sets them in a jar of water to take home. They will look so beautiful on her bedroom dresser. I'm noticing that Jade's feelings have changed. Now it said she's so excited because her parents let her pick out some flowers. Jade always buys strawberries from Mr. Lopez for her morning snack. Her mouth is watering and her tummy rumbles as she walks toward his booth. She cannot wait to bite into a juicy, sweet red berry. But today, he has no strawberries. How does that make Jade feel? We can make a guess based on what we see, what we notice in the illustration. It's a dreadful day, Jade says to herself. My hair's a lumpy, bumpy, tangly mess, and I can't wear my favorite shirt. I had to eat dry cereal, and now I can't snack on strawberries. The wind swooshes by, blowing Jade's flowers out of her jar. Oops! Her other flowers are fine, but someone steps on her beautiful yellow tulip. The tulip is ruined, and her parents have sold all of the other tulips. Here it is, smushed on the ground. It's a dreadful day, Jade says to herself. My hair's a lumpy, bumpy, tangly mess, and I can't wear my favorite shirt. I had to eat dry cereal. I can't snack on strawberries, and now my special tulip is ruined. Jade notices a sign flying by carried by the swooshing wind. A woman runs past her, chasing the sign. The woman is a new seller at the farmer's market. Can I help her? Jade asks, and her mother nods. Jade runs after the woman, passing her and snatching up the sign. As she hands it to the woman, she sees that it is torn. I'm thankful for your help, the woman says. I'm Miss Molly. She looks at her sign and her shoulders sag. I'm not having the best day. That's too bad, Jade says. I know what it's like to have a bad day. She wishes she could make Miss Molly more cheerful. She looks around. Her eyes fall on her flowers. Jade has been looking forward to placing them on her dresser at home. She really doesn't want to give up her flowers, but Miss Molly looks so sad. Jade says, I've got something just for you. She hands the colorful flowers to Miss Molly, who smiles and thanks her. Then Miss Molly says, I want to buy a beautiful bouquet for a special friend. Will you help me? Miss Molly asks for a pink rose. She sniffs the rose and asks for a white daisy. She looks at the rose and the daisy and asks for a lavender poppy. She looks at the rose, daisy, and poppy and asks for a purple iris. She looks at the rose, daisy, poppy, and iris and asks for a gleaming golden lily. Finally, she's done. After she pays, Miss Molly hands the beautiful bouquet to Jade. This is for you, my new dear special friend, she says. Jade says, my hair's a lumpy, bumpy, tangly mess, and I can't wear my favorite shirt. I had to eat dry cereal, and I can't snack on strawberries. My special tulip is ruined. But now it's a good day. The end. All right. So let's think about whether or not Jade's feelings changed. We know at the beginning of the story, She's having a bad day. Things are not going her way. So she's feeling maybe upset, a little bit angry, frustrated, but do her feelings change? Think about it. Talk to someone in your house. Maybe you can tell them what happened in the story. All right, let's work on filling out our story map. Miss Makadia has different things here, 4 different sections that I want us to think about. The first is the characters in the story. Let's think about who was in the story. Flower power. I know our main character's name was Jade. And I know at the end of the story, the woman who gives her some flowers, her name was Miss Molly. Who are some other characters in the story? Do you remember any? Think about it. You know Jade's family, Jade's parents. And there was another man at the farmer's market. And he's right here. He usually has strawberries for Jade. Let's look for his name. Jade always buys strawberries from Mr. Lopez. That's his name. So let's add him to our characters. I'm not sure, if I can't remember, a good strategy is to go back to the book and look for some clues to help you. All right, I think those were our characters. Jade, Miss Molly, Jade's parents, and Mr. Lopez. What was the setting of the story? I think there was more than one. I'm going to go back to the story and I'm going to look and see where did the story begin because I can't remember. Okay, so here's the beginning. If I use what I noticed in the picture, I think that Jade is at her house. And let's be even more specific. Where is she in her house? I think she's in her bedroom because I see her bed and her dresser. So let's see. Let's add Jade's house as one of our settings. And then there is another setting. Let's go look further in the story. She's still at her house. It looks like she's in her kitchen here. Ooh, where is she here? I think she is at the market. So let's add that to our settings. And if I'm remembering, I think those are the only 2 places where the story takes place. Let me go through and make sure that I'm not forgetting something. Yep, I think we were right. Now let's go down to the problem. Ooh, think about what was Jade's problem in the story. Maybe you can remember more than one. Think about it. One of Jade's problems was she didn't have time to do her hair. Okay, she woke up too late. Another problem was she spilled her milk. Can you think of another one? Another problem was the wind blew away her flowers. So I could add all of these problems, but I think if I wanted to put them all together into one idea, we could say Jade is having a bad day. Things are not going well. So let's add that into a sentence. Jade is having a bad day. Things are not going right. Let's see. The next step in our story map, the last part, is the resolution. Can you say resolution? Resolution is, how did the problem get solved? How did the problem get solved? Well, let me go back. I think the problem begins when Jade decides to help Miss Molly. Jade decides to help her. And she decides to do something with her flowers. What does she do with the flowers that her mom and dad gave her? She decides to be kind and give them to someone else who's having a bad day. So let's see. Let me look for some clues. She hands the colorful flowers to Miss Molly, who smiles and thanks her. Okay, and if I look at the picture, I notice that Jade is smiling too. So it seems like her feelings have changed in the story. She's feeling happy for doing something nice for someone else. Let's see. Then, what does Miss Molly decide to do? She does something very kind. She decides to buy some flowers and give them to Jade. Okay, so she returns the favor. So let's see, how could we write that into a simple sentence for our resolution? Let's think about it. Jade is kind to Miss Molly. Miss Molly buys Jade flowers. Let's make this a little bit smaller so we can fit. As a thank you for her kindness. Let's see if that makes sense. Her problem was Jade was having a bad day. And then the solution was Jade is kind to Miss Molly, and Miss Molly buys Jade flowers as a thank you for her kindness. So this turns around her bad day. It makes her feel happy. Okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to stop there for today. And I hope you enjoyed the story. When I see you tomorrow, we're going to talk a little bit about how to retell the story in our own words. All right? Thank you, friends. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.